Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's good to have you back with us at Somaliland National Television. I'm Mohammed Aden, here to present the English Bulletin, and these are the stories making headlines. President of Admis University attends an event in which a leader has been selected for Students' Forum. The Chairman of National Examination Board grants an exclusive interview to SLN. President and Vice President of Admis University, accompanied by lecturers and university students, attended a ceremony in which a leader was elected for Students' Forum. Speaking at the event were the President of Admis University and his Vice President, who stated that it's a momentous leap and commendable progress both for students and the university that a new student leader has been selected by votes casted in a ceremony held. Keynote speakers at the event reiterated that students have been in need of one who leads them and tabled their complaints before universities' authorities so that it forms a liaison between university officials and their clientele of students. After speeches were given at the ceremony, a nay vote has been casted by the students at the ceremony. Then university authorities announced the results, which declared Mohammed Mahmoud Khawazim as the leader of university students, who won by overwhelming majority votes casted. Students congratulated their new leader and complimented the move, which became the first of its kind. The student leader is sought to serve his constituents, the students of Admis University, who voted for him, favouring his competence, hoping that he will do more in bridging gaps and facilitating key cooperative platforms between the university and its clientele of students. The chairman of Somaliland's National Examination Board, Daoud Ahmed Farah, granted an exclusive interview to SLN TV to discuss efforts of the Ministry of Education towards enhancing the quality of education provided to students throughout Somaliland. The chairman of the National Examination Board stated that the Ministry of Education set procedures and protocols that schools can never bypass those procedures. He added that the Somaliland Ministry of Education recognized 12 schooling classes for students to sit before sitting the final examination and earning secondary schooling certificate. The chairman of the National Examination Board, Daoud Ahmed Farah, it's a constitutional right for students to sit each and every class to enhance their education and performance. He sent a stern message to schools which established other international curriculums irrelevant of the national curriculum prepared by the Ministry of Education, and urged the schools not to deny students their right to acquire knowledge in the steps provided and procedures set. The Somaliland State Minister of Health, Mahmoud Aden Jama, attended a ceremony held in Hargeisa to commemorate students who finished a year-long training session. The ceremonial event had in attendance the State Minister of Health, the Director General of Health, health service providers, university professors and representatives of local NGOs. The State Minister of Health, speaking at the event, stated that the training session finalized for the medical doctors who graduated from the universities of Hargeisa and Amud will benefit the students very much. He urged the students to make sure they serve better their citizens to progress health services provided for citizens residing throughout Somaliland. The Director General of the Ministry of Health, speaking at the event, exhorted the students who finished the training session to further their education and participate in efforts toward progress in medical service provided to Somaliland citizens. Other keynote speakers at the event complimented the Ministry of Education for its constant cooperation with newly trained doctors. SLN TV correspondents took a tour to Habar Heshay in Sarar region, whose residents have been impacted by drought. SLN TV reporters spoke to the residents in Habar Heshay, who discussed the dire situation facing them due to severe drought conditions that took their livestock animals. They urged citizens to provide assistance as it a moral obligation upon to provide needed assistance to the most in need fellow citizens. The residents speaking at the event stated that they are in need of assistance and on the brink of death if it does not rain, and fellow citizens do not provide urgent assistance. The residents in Habarashe urged the government and the Somaliland Committee for Drought Mitigation to understand the urgency of the situation and provide urgent assistance. However, the Somaliland Committee for Drought Mitigation speeded up its efforts to relieve the hardships facing citizens as a result of severe and prolonged drought. The drought hit worst the eastern regions of Somaliland, where residents are mainly pastoralists. And that's it for this edition of the English Bulletin. From me and the rest of the team, thank you for joining us. Catch us tomorrow at the same time.